We have.
Hey, everyone! Welcome to another. What do we call it? Sleepy Duck vlog, I think.
Sleepy
Although
Duck.
we're gonna focus on one subject, which is
the Superman Encyclopedia. We have like the DC
the
Trinity
Essential Superman
here
DC
on
Trinity.
our
Yes,
cups.
between our cups and our book. For some reason, we have no Superman cups
Yeah,
or Supergirl cups.
You know what I really want as a cup? Booster Gold.
A Booster Gold cup.
Or what about a Space Cabbie?
I won't drink from that one. Space Cabbie, I'll drink from.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't you drink from it?
I'm just joking because I don't like Booster Gold.
Anyway, Booster Gold is probably just selling his Booster Gold cups to make money.
Of course, and to be more famous.
Yeah.
So mostly, besides all this further ado, we wanted to tell you about how much we like this encyclopedia.
Yeah, the Essential Superman Encyclopedia.
We
last word on the first name in superheroes. And would you like to see the back?
We originally got it out of the library and found ourselves reading it so much that I finally just ordered a copy from Amazon. And that was about a year ago, and we're still reading from it.
Well, because we took a break.
It's a very long book.
Forever. And then we went back to it.
And there may be parts that we've reread twice without remembering them after all the stuff that we've...
stuff 3 times.
There's so much. Well, as you've said, the Superman Encyclopedia pretty much involves the entire DC universe.
Yeah, even though I think it's because Superman's been around for so long that he's basically met every single villain.
Well, here's a question. I mean, I think there are some things. Is Amethyst in there?
No.
So there are some nooks and corners.
Amethyst isn't in there.
But there's an enormous amount of stuff in there.
I don't think Gem World is even in here, even though Superman met Amethyst and went to Gem World, but...
There's people like Professor Potter.
Professor Phineas
Potter.
And there's actually a character named Harry Potter.
Is there? Oh, okay. There's one about Crypto Mouse, Cryptococcus, the Omnigerm. I'm just on one page in the cage.
I love this picture of Crypto the Super Dog.
He looks pretty vicious in that picture.
I really love this picture. Would you guys want a really good look at it? Yeah. That
yeah, what? That's just how Crypto always looks. They visually they lean up pretty hard on the images from the 2000s, which are not really
Isn't that bad?
Not too bad, but they're not really our favorite period of artwork for
Definitely
Superman
not our
world.
Favorite. You know, especially DC, just like in general.
Right. And every letter has its own kind of splash page with a different picture of Superman. Let's see.
Yeah, and
it's usually these intense, dour, overly serious, and overly muscular.
Usually they have something that stands for it, but this picture doesn't really. I have an idea. A for abs.
A for abs.
I'm just trying to figure out what it was every time.
Let's look at B.
You know?
Oh, wait, here's C.
C
I don't know who that is.
Can't
that looks like Batman.
Figure out what's going
on. Camp Hiawatha is the first entry on C. Then Cannon, Mickey the Mechanic Cannon. Then Captain Incredible. Well, it's hard to resist just stopping and reading it. Oh, wait. Superman is only slightly in this picture.
I think it's
D for Darkseid. A very muscular Darkseid, too. He works out a lot at the gym.
Yeah. Or maybe he just magicked himself.
There should be a whole comic book about this gym that all these superheroes go to where they get so buff.
And there's EU. E is for EU.
EU or Yuck.
Or EU.
I don't know who that character is that he's fighting in that picture.
EU.
So we would have liked it if there's more Silver Age pictures in here, but I think that's our only complaint about this encyclopedia. It's really fun to...
Well, then it's really hard to stop reading.
Really hard to stop reading. So...
I want to see what the F picture is.
F picture. Okay, we'll go to the F picture.
F for maybe failed on this picture.
Oh. Supergirl in a very... unrevealing costume. Oh, Fortress of Solitude. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't get why it's
the
so
first entry in F
solitude-ish.
is Feora, a beautiful but brutal Kryptonian criminal. And it, as you can see, the text is quite dense here. So
yeah, it's like
every page is like 4 pages in a regular book. And how many pages are there total?
There are like 500 something, I think.
Where's the last numbered page?
Last numbered page.
Last numbered page is 495.
So that means there are like a lot of pages. Okay.
So I'm guessing because of this encyclopedia that you and I know more about Superman's history and world than about 95% or probably 99.9% of the people in the world. Although obviously the authors of this know more. It's edited by Robert Greenberger and Martin Pascal.
They failed to include that time that he met Amethyst, I think.
Oh, right, because he did have a World's Finest with Amethyst.
No, he didn't have a World's Finest.
It was, DC Comics Presents with Amethyst.
Why did they always
She knows more than I do.
Comics Presents? Because,
she doesn't know why it's called DC Comics. Well, it's definitely, everything's presented by DC Comics, right? But that particular...
What about CD Comics Presents? Or what about
CD.
Marvel Comics Presents?
National Periodical Publications Presents.
National Periodical Publications Presents.
I wonder if they have Gemworld in here, if they don't have...
I don't think they have Gemworld either.
I guess we would have noticed when we were reading in the G's. We got Granny Goodness, Golden Guardian, Gold Volcano, Gorgeous Gilly, Gotham City, Gra Mo.
Don't reveal everything.
I'm just giving them samples.
Themselves.
What was I looking for? Oh, Gemworld. Oh, here's the G
Green
picture.
Lantern.
And is that Kal-El?
I don't think that's
dressed
Superman.
as
No,
Kal-El?
that's
Okay,
not
I don't know.
Kal-El is not.
I think
he's
it is.
always dressed as Kal-El. Like he's not. Like I'm not.
There is no
I'm always
Gemworld
dressed
here.
as
So
Beatrix Kilby.
it is not the complete DC universe contained here.
No. And
But it's a
Superman
huge chunk of it.
Met Amethyst.
That must be Kandor.
He met her.
But you can get it summarizes a lot of stories, like
Yeah,
the whole
it does.
Lexor sequence where Lex Luthor becomes the hero on a planet and they name the planet after him. Lexor tells us so much about that. It feels like we've already read the comic, even though we haven't.
I don't remember it
Although
very
we'd
well.
still like to get the actual comics, and we might have them now. I'm not sure in our collection. The molecular implosion beam.
What is
The
a
mole.
molecular implosion?
Mokari
beam?
and Simeon.
Can you tell me what a molecular implosion?
Lex Luthor once invented a massively powerful microwave device called the molecular implosion beam, and he tested it in the Metropolis environs. The resulting landscape of twisted trees, melted rocks, and mangled metal prompted an investigation by Daily Star reporters Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Which age do you think we're in if it's Daily Star reporters?
Golden?
The golden
No,
age.
wait, not golden. Like, we're in the copper age. Like, the 90s or earlier.
For Daily
than that
Star?
A little bit. Oh, no. The golden age. I was just joking, okay?
Oh, okay. You got me confused. The wily scientist turned the beam on the newspaper offices to bring Superman out into the open. Luthor theorized that his beam could even affect the Kryptonian's dense molecular structure. The Man of Steel was hit while in flight and went tumbling to the ground, but fortunately, he landed atop a power plant's electric condenser. The resulting charge revived the hero, and he apprehended Luthor, who tried to distract Superman by throwing a grenade-sized atomic bomb at him, which the Man of Steel caught before it could detonate. That's from Superman number 38 from January and February 1946. You wanted the book?
Yeah, because I want to show you what I think the shortest entry is.
So while she's looking for that, one thing I find interesting is they like to talk about Earth 1 and Earth 2, and then pre-crisis Earth 1 and pre-crisis Earth 2, and then afterwards it's pre-infinite crisis and pre-this. There's all these different versions of everything, so they have to keep track of it. But essentially, Earth 1 is the Silver Age, and Earth 2 is the Golden Age, which I always find funny.
Whoa. I found the shortest entry. Siobhan McDougal, the troubled Irish woman who became the evil Silver Banshee.
And that's all it says.
Yes.
But there's probably an entry on the Silver Banshee somewhere.
Well, actually, I think there's another really short entry.
There's probably a number of those very short entries.
Can I show you what might also be the shortest entry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this is the shortest one. Kryptonian. A humanoid originating from the planet Krypton. It's literally
That's good to know in case you couldn't figure that out from the word itself.
Like, if you couldn't figure that out already, you know.
So another interesting thing I find is that a lot of the stuff in there, because they tell you what comic books the thing originally appeared in and then later appearances, a lot of the things originate in the Silver Age, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
In the Golden Age, there's a lot of obscure, made-up Eastern European countries where things are happening. And
well,
things
there's
like that.
always lots of obscure, made-up Eastern European countries.
Especially in the Golden Age, though, I think.
Yeah.
And then when things, storylines from the 2000s, when this edition was really originally written, they'll go in depth. So, like the whole new Krypton, Kandor gets, I think it was under Jeff Johns, where Kandor gets returned to its original size, and there's now 100,000 Kryptonians with superpowers, and they get their own planet called New Krypton in our solar system. They go into so much detail on that. It's really like reading a précis of the comic. So, so I think you get the entire history of Superman in there somewhere, but you get the most about the Silver Age and then about that portion of the modern age that was so fresh in the minds of the people doing the encyclopedia.
It's probably because it was most recent, so they could find more information on it.
Do you have any other points you want to make about this before we head off?
I think that they do a pretty good job of including, like, stuff that isn't just Superman.
Right, if it's in some way related, or a character who ever met Superman usually, although they did miss Amethyst. I'm showing a lot of Supergirl here.
Well, they should do, like, Supergirl meets Amethyst. I mean, I know I said that that was earlier when we weren't recording.
What did you say earlier?
So never mind. I said it when we wasn't recording. But, like, I kind of want a Supergirl Amethyst.
A Supergirl Amethyst team up. Has that ever happened? We don't know, but probably not.
Doubt it, okay? I doubt it.
I've learned about the Revenge Squads. There's a Superman Revenge Squad and a Superboy Revenge Squad.
Well, wouldn't
Is there
it
a
kind of be
Supergirl
the same
Revenge
thing,
Squad?
but like when they grew up?
I don't know if it's the same
Supergirl
villain.
Revenge Squad would not be like.
Oh, here's some good abs for you on that Superboy Prime.
Yeah. I think he must have worked out a lot.
Yes. Or maybe he just got ab implants. That's my suspicion.
What's that?
I like this version of... Well, like some people have breast implants. I imagine that there's ab implants. Although I haven't got any myself yet.
Big abs. I don't think that would work on you.
I know that some men get calf implants to make their calf muscles look bigger. I read about that somewhere. Maybe Eric Longbox Review has calf implants, do you think?
What do you mean?
I'm joking.
Longbox Review doesn't...
Just trying to see if he's watching.
Why are you asking Longbox Review this?
Maybe
what if it turns out
Matt,
that Longbox...
Wednesday Cereal has calf implants.
What if it turns out that Matt Wednesday Cereal and Longbox
and ab
Review
implants
aren't even watching
They're probably
this?
not watching. I don't think they watch us.
They don't?
I don't know.
That's sad. That's sad.
Well, they're both podcast oriented now.
I mean,
well,
but like,
I think
still,
Eric always
I
was
think
podcast
Matt
oriented.
might watch us.
We'll see.
Hopefully he does. Maybe Matt will hopefully watch this video.
Here's some more sample entries.
I am hypnotizing
Socrates,
you to watch this video.
Sodom and Gomorrah, Solar Boy, Solaris, Solar Man, Sonic with a K. The Sons of Liberty.
That was the thing in the American Revolution.
The Space Canine Patrol Agency. The Space Cat Patrol Agency. Spaceopoly. Aubrey Sparks. Gary Sparks. Sparks with an X.
That sounds
Amanda
like a Winx Club transformation.
Julie Spence. Spot. Who's Spot? Kal-El was upset when the L family dog... Spot is the L family dog? Come on.
What about Spence?
Spence.
They forgot Spence. I don't think that's actually a character.
Oh, but there could be someone whose first name and last name was Spence. Is that what your point is?
Spence, though.
Squiffles. Squiffles were elfin creatures ruled by Ixnalipe, who made a secret pact with Germany's Adolf Hitler to lead his green-skinned followers in sabotaging America's aircraft industry in return for demonic possession of Der Fuhrer's body.
I'm guessing what age that is.
What age?
Golden.
Yep, it's from Superman 1943, number 22. Stanhope. I hope everyone knows what Stanhope is.
What do you mean?
Do you know what Stanhope is?
Oh, yeah, I know what Stanhope is, but, why would everybody need to know what Stanhope was?
Because they all should know all about Supergirl, right?
Yeah, because Supergirl is awesome.
I want you to feel guilty if you don't know what Stanhope is. And Stanhope College.
Which is, the same thing.
The STAR Core.
The STAR
Labs.
And you should feel really bad if you don't know what STAR Labs is.
And if you can't figure out what STAR spells, you should feel really bad.
Yeah. And if you can't figure out what labs means, then that's really bad.
Okay. So I think we've kind of covered it. We really love this book. You can spend years reading it and coming back to it. And it also actually has been a great source for us for what things to look for in the Silver Age.
Look at
that's how we found out about
eyelashes.
That's how we found out about Jimmy Olsen and the Carrot Top cut-ups. And then we found the issue.
But the issue wasn't as good as I was thinking.
Yeah, but we haven't finished reading the story. Maybe it'll pick up. But yeah, it wasn't as good as we'd hoped. But there have been some other, we really liked I think we really liked the one where Lois Lane and Superman run against each other for state senator.
But we didn't actually find that out from, not state senator, but federal senator, from the state.
From the state of Metropolis, apparently. They never said the name of the state. But they did already have a senator with a funny name. What was it? Schlum. Senator Schlum. They decided they needed to replace it.
Well, I think it's in the state of Illinois, but
Me too. But DC won't admit that.
They say it's in the state of Delaware, and it has only has 78,000 people.
Right. We saw a map that said that. That makes no sense. So, and you want to tell them who actually became appointed senator?
Perry White.
Perry White became senator. I wonder if that will continue in future issues or if they'll forget about that in the very next
I kind of hope it continues, you know what I mean?
And there was another good one we read, wasn't there? Recently, from our recent haul of Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane.
Oh, that monster movie one?
Oh, one where Jimmy Olsen sets out to produce the most successful monster movie of all time. But then after it comes out, gives away the money to charity and goes back to being a cub reporter at the
that kind of sucked.
Daily Planet.
Couldn't he be a movie director?
Right.
Couldn't he?
Everything has to go back to normal by the end of the issue. And apparently it was a great monster movie, and even though every scene he filmed went wrong and then the film got destroyed, but Superman had a satellite up in the stratosphere, which was filming everything, and he gave that footage to Jimmy.
7 miles above the Earth.
Yes, our young scientist knows that the stratosphere is 7 miles above the Earth, so that's a pretty long distance to shoot a movie from. But with Superman, everything is possible. Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.